Hey, what's up? I'm Hypesy. I play games, make games, and everything between. And today we are playing games by TheX. If you don't know TheX, you should definitely follow him. He's got a lot of amazing games. And I noticed that he has a game that I have not gotten a high score in. Today I'm going to make an attempt at Mazeye. All these games were made in HypeHype, which is a dope app that lets you make and play games all in a single app using no code, mainly your fingers on your phone, iPad, or a tablet. Basically, like the TikTok of games, and in my opinion, the future of mobile gaming. If you like this kind of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon as I make and play games in HypeHype. So before we jump into Mazeye, let's check out the training. In this game, all we have to do is move the eye to the finish line. Sounds easy enough. This level has a lot going on. If we can move it past the certain areas, then it will freeze the objects, but there's a lot of shooting objects, so we got to be careful. After I complete this maze, we'll hit the remix button and take a look under the hood to see how this game was made. Your classic roller splat, but with some advanced features of enemy cubes. Let's move it down. And there's specific timing to all of this, so we just gotta be precise. And I've been playing this for a little bit. There is a unique timing system to the rhythm of the music, and gotta be quick. Okay, so I'm just getting frustrated here. Gotta wait for it. I missed my opportunity. We gotta wait till it disappears. Perfect. I was going too fast on that one. Okay, so move, and that's not good. Let's try it again. Down. Oh. Okay. Need to calm down. Okay, made it there and there. Okay, those two are really tough. So once I can get here, I just gotta wait right. Oh, there we go. And when that one bounces in, it's when I think I want to go. Just wait. I swore I moved. I swore I hit the button. It didn't go. Okay, it's okay. No. Okay, so I got the beginning down, so that's good. And okay, let's keep at it. That's okay. Sometimes you just gotta keep going. There we go. Perfect. Wait for it. There we go. And now. Okay. That one I think is a clear opening path, and here we just have to move super fast. Not fast enough. And I'm messing up. Okay. There we go. And no way, Jose. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's wait for it. Now. You know, at this point, I'm not even that big into getting a high score. I just want to complete the map. Okay. Okay, and no. Let's go. There we go. Oh, gotta be. Ooh, that was close. And that was definitely dead. I'm dead. Nope. Okay, I gotta slow down, focus, or just keep going. Yeah. There we go. Nice, perfect timing. Wait for it. Good to go. And yeah, with the beat of the music, the cubes are moving to the beat, it seems like. Okay. Looking good. Wait for it. There we go. Ah! It's like down, right, up. Like a cheat code, but you gotta be faster. Now. Oh, yeah, okay. There we go. I think that one's getting easier. Faster. I felt like the eye moved. There we go. Okay. Not too shabby. Wait for it. Get it, get it, get it. All right, we're back here again. It's gonna be super fast and not fast enough. I do like how that explosion blows up. Fan of the particles. The cubes move in a certain pattern. We got this. It's just a amount of time before I crack the code, and that is not it. And I'm just dying now. That's, you know. Okay. So I can get to here pretty easily. Haven't had too much trouble. That was not even close. Gonna zoom, zoom, and a boom, boom. Now. Yeah, perfect. Okay, whew. There we go. And come on. Got it. Got it. The maze. Third place. Only 5 people have completed this. I may be 4th, but I'm not last. Let me know what your score is in the comments below. How long did it take you to beat this maze? And let's go ahead and take a look at it. Turn the logic on. I think the first place we should start is probably the character. Looks like there is a particle effect called start. Got this character who's got the paint particle effects. You'll see this in a lot of the maze games. Next, we got the collision trigger with the red. Yeah, I bet the enemy has a red object. Yep. So whenever the collision hits, it goes to the game end, which exists in the player. Sometimes the game end is in the player. Sometimes it's outside in a container. And we can see that this is set to restart automatically. I am a big fan of restart automatically. I think it just helps the player get back into the game and go, go, go. If you're making the game, you get to decide the play flow that the player goes through. And you can have show end screen and change scene. I'm not exactly sure what change scene is. I think it's when you beat the level and you have another playlist at the end of the game, and then it just loads that playlist. Although I've played around with this functionality before and it's never really worked exactly the way that I wanted it. I usually just stick between show end screen and restart automatically. Next, you got the destroyer. It's a really important node because a lot of times when there's an object and it's no longer being used, you want to destroy that object. That makes sense here when the player loses. It also makes sense if you destroy objects or bad guys in the game. You want them to be destroyed after they have a collision with the bullet or something. And next we have the simple animation. If you notice with the eyes, it's kind of, it looks like it's breathing or just like moving. Like I noticed it a couple of times when I was playing the game and it totally distracted me and caused me to die. So I tried not to pay attention to it, but it is a cool piece of polish in the game that will distract you and kill you if you let it. And then we got a dynamic ball. That's it for the nodes inside the player. I kind of want to take a look at the control movements. Oh, we're moving it. Undo is my favorite button. That and copy and paste. But probably undo I use the most and then copy and paste the second. So here we go. This is what I want to see. We have 4 different swiping directions. And then we notice a force here that is grayed out. Now remember, whenever you see a node or a line that is grayed out, that means it's not active until something enables it. Let's take a look at one of these. This is swipe left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different variables. The force, which in this case is enabled. And let's see if we can't change this angle around to see these spaghetti lines a little bit better. It's still kind of tough to make sense of it all, so let's give it a shot. So this variable line, I'm going to follow it down, goes to here, and this value is about 90, and there is a transform to it. So it transforms the object 90 in, it looks like an up direction or rotate direction. Okay, so this transform is a rotate, and then we have some other variables. And then we have a force, so this goes to the force. Enables the force, gives it an amount of 90. One thing to know, whenever you're using a blue node, those are usually attached to the object themselves. I make this mistake all the time, and I'll probably continue to make it just so that I can be sure to learn that blue nodes need to be attached to an object most of the time. So let's see, we have other variables. I'm going to follow this line, and it goes to this one. Here, the value is 0, and the gesture is enabled. Okay, so right now it's not enabled because it's a gray line. Oh, so that's cool. HypeHype lets you know when you create infinite loops. I've been making games for years, and sometimes there is no notice and everything just crashes. I think what that does is it moves the movement amount back to 0. So first it's at 90, causing the object to move left. It was a swipe gesture left, I believe. And then the second one goes and makes sure it's set back to 0. I believe. If you know more, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm just doing my best to break down this game that took a lot of time to beat. If you made the leaderboard, then you understand what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at the next variable. So this one looks like it is going to a grayed out one. And again, grayed out means it's not enabled until something enables it. So here the value is to 1, and then this goes out to this gesture, swipe right. Huh, interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure why there's so many. There's got to be a reason, and at the same time, you can always just copy and paste this into your game. You don't necessarily need to know how all the components works, but I like to take a look and hurt my mind a little bit trying to understand what is going on so that I can become a better developer in HypeHype. We got multiple variables, and this one is also going to a gray one, this one's going to a gray one, this one's going to a gray one, and this one is going to a non-gray one. Here it looks like this sets the value to 0 and then goes to all of the gray variables and changes those values to 0. Also changes the transform back to 0. This is probably just so that when the object is moving and then stops moving, it continues to stop moving until further directed. And I also suspect that all these variables are really important because in this game, you gotta be quick. You know, if you take your time, you're dead. The enemy will kill you. Next, we have these blue icons, and it looks like there's some kind of indicator, which when the player would pass through, it would stop the enemy objects from moving. I'm not sure if you noticed that in the game or if I mentioned it. It's a cool little feature, and let's take a look at how the mechanic works. When the player collides with this black piece, I think it's just a black cube. Yeah, it is. Okay. So when the player collides with the black cube, we can see that there is a collision trigger on start, changing the color of this cube to blue. Okay. And then a transform. That transform exists within the object itself. And I think that transform just causes the object to stop. We see a wave generator and a transform. You'll see wave generators and transform. They go together like two peas in a pod. They help create movement back and forth. You know, expand to contract, a lot of useful abilities when it comes to wave generators and transform. So this wave generator is looping, duration in 0.5, duration out 0.5, and then there's a start value and an end value. Now, I'm gonna select one of the other cubes and we'll see that they have different start values and end values because these are specific to the location of the object. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried it'd be the same, but here we can see that they're different. And then there's also the transform, which is selected to type. There's rotate, translate, and scale. Rotate is a rotation. Translate is just a simple movement, and scale is expand and contract. Now, it's cool because once the player comes in contact with this, the collision trigger is activated, and then the transform is set to output off, turning the transform off. And if we go here, the transform turns off the enabled. The enabled is super important because the wave generator is still technically looping, but because the enabled is off, nothing is happening. There's execute and enabled, and it's important to know the difference between these two because enabled is like the electricity and execute is like the light switch. You can't have a light if you have no electricity. And if you can, then let me know because I will totally invest in your company. A great thing here is we can see the arrow in this cube is pointing to the right. This is really important when you're using the transform because if you're not paying attention to which way the arrow is going, then there's a chance that it's going the wrong way, which is okay because then you can learn from your mistakes. But I continue to make this mistake and I'm still trying to learn from it. If you like this kind of advice, don't forget to hit that like button. It lets me know that I'm putting out helpful information so that you can be a better game maker in HypeHype. Let's check out this arrow and we can see this one is pointing down. This one is pointing up. Oh yeah, because that one goes up and down. And it's basically all the same mechanic throughout the game going in different places. This one over here looks like there's an interval. This one just waits about 1.9 seconds before spawning this object. Now I'm pretty sure when TheX was making this, he playtested over and over again. And so here we have this object. If you remember, this one was rotating. So let's take a look at it. And all it is right now is a unmovable object. The physics material is ball and it has shared physics. So let's see if we can find out where that physics is shared to. It looks like there is a, looks like it's connected over here. That cube is connected to this black cube, which has some collisions going to the center. Now, in the game, if you touch the center, you do die. I kind of wish that the center was orange so that that'd be a signifier as opposed to being the same color. That would be my one little tip, would be to just take this and make it green so people would know not to touch that object. Okay, let's follow this cube, goes to this black cube, and then we have the visual. This is where the colors change to blue once the character passes the checkpoints, is most likely the rotation. Let's see if we can, but I don't see it. My guess is that the object is in here somewhere. Oh, look at that. Called it. Whenever you're investigating a hype and you see lines go into an object and then you select that object and what you're looking for isn't there, half of the time it's inside that object. The other half, it's a mystery to me, and if you figure out that mystery, please let me know in the comments below. So let's select this. This white line is the transform or rotate, and that is what's causing that cube to rotate around it. And we can see transform wave generator. And notice that the transform is a blue node and that blue node has a green line going to the object. So many times I thought certain blue nodes were not working, and it was just because I did not connect the object accordingly. Now we have the wave generator, executing enabled loop, all looking good. Duration in, duration out. Notice the time offset is set to 0, start value is 0, and the end is about 360, causing it to rotate completely around. And then the value output goes to the transform, which this amount is 280. I'm not sure how TheX came up with this, but he probably did playtesting to find the right movement, because this game was difficult to get past all of the challenges and required unique timing. So most of this is all the same. I see there's a button over here. Okay, so this is move the eye. So this is just a button at the very beginning of the game that you press to get yourself going. We got some haptic feedback. Always a good addition to add in your game, causing the phone to vibrate whenever certain things are happening. Got the leaderboard. Yeah, this was a great deep dive into Mazeye. Let me know if you were able to make it to the leaderboard. If you have any questions or games that you would like to see in HypeHype, please let me know in the comments below. And until next time, I'm Hypesy. Stay safe out there and peace.
Woohoo, I'm the king of the world.
Jack, I'm flying. Hee hee hee.